What's up, everybody? Michael Blake here, and this is Rambling Movie Takes, coming at you with a discussion video talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League, also known as the Snyder Cut. Alright, so here's the thing. I want to make this video, I want to talk about some misconceptions, because here's the thing. A lot of people are reporting on Zack Snyder's Justice League and the reshoots that are happening. Well, it's not really reshoots, it's additional photography. There's a lot of misleading, reports, videos, whatever, that people are just coming out with, that are just utter BS. And I want to try to set this straight as much as I can. As someone who has been following this thing from the very beginning, I want to put the information out there for you to know so that you're not misled. Now, some people will say, well, he's just biased because he's a fan. Maybe to a certain extent. I don't know. But I look at it as I'm just giving you the facts, and you can take from that what you will. But basically, people just have a hard time understanding what is going on with this thing. And, there's a lot of people that don't realize that it's a completely different movie from what we got in 2017. That yes, it is based off of the same, premise, so to speak, but there's a lot more to it. So, anyways, I just want to talk about it and just try to explain how this thing is going to work and what happened with the original. I want to kind of try to keep this video as short as possible. But before I do, please consider liking and subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you know when I release future Snyder Cut content. Alright, with that being said, for those that are unaware, Zack Snyder's original cut, which was a longer, somewhat different version of the theatrical release, and was roughly 70 to 80% complete, but needed some VFX work done, and the original score had not been completely matted to the film. But all of the principal photography had been completed, and the film had been edited into a linear timeline, thus the movie was completed, and was in post-production. Then, when Warner Brothers decided to move on from Zack Snyder and bring in Joss Whedon. So there was a cut, despite what some people will have you believe, that there wasn't a cut, that the Release the Snyder Cut movement was just absolutely foolish, and that we were advocating or asking for something, demanding something that didn't exist, because it did exist. But anyways, had they went on to finish that, it would have been a whole lot cheaper, a whole hell of a lot cheaper to finish that version of the movie than what they're doing now, which is essentially making an almost entirely different thing that is being turned into a miniseries. It may be completely different. One thing we know for sure is that only 10% of Snyder's footage was even used for the theatrical cut. 10% of what was a 3.5 hour long movie. Initially, that was cut from a 5 hour long assembly cut, and then cut down to under 2 hours using reshot and additional footage. And that was actually recolored footage as well, with a half-baked score by Danny Elfman. That was essentially a combination of his previous themes used in different movies. So basically, and it should be known by now, that Warner Brothers turned this movie into a complete mess, trying to appease the whiny masses who were disappointed with Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. Not to say that your opinions aren't relevant. If you did not like Man of Steel, if you did not like Batman v Superman, that is certainly your right. I can understand your gripes with those movies. I disagree wholeheartedly. And I think that a lot of people that criticize those movies honestly just really struggle with moving past their preconceived notions of what these characters are supposed to be. But anyways, I don't want to get into that, okay? I don't want to get into that because that's not what this video is about. What this video is about it's just trying to explain to people that what we are getting, the Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Snyder Cut, what we are getting, this is a completely different thing. This is a different movie altogether. All right? Like, yes, it's going to have some similarities. There's probably going to be some shots in this movie that were in the 2017 movie, but I imagine it's going to be few and far between. This is going to be very different from what we got. There's no way around that. There's no getting around that at all. This is going to be a different movie. And it's not even going to be a movie. It's going to be a miniseries. Keep in mind that this is a 4-hour-long miniseries. That's what this movie has been turned into, is a 4-hour-long miniseries. This is unheard of. This has never happened before. And, you know, that opens this movie, this series, this thing that Zack Snyder is doing. It opens it up to criticism, and I get that. And a lot of people already think that this is going to be a muddled mess before they even see it, when in reality what we got was a muddled mess, because the studio tried to turn the movie into they basically remade the movie on the fly. You know, they remade Zack Snyder's Justice League before Zack Snyder's Justice League even came out, and they turned it into the Whedon cut, if you will. You know, because they brought in Joss Whedon to finish the movie. For those of you that don't know, Joss Whedon directed the Avengers Age of Ultron. They brought him in to finish the movie. And the result was, as many would probably expect, that it was a bit of a Frankenstein mess of a movie. You had two conflicting ideals for what Justice League should be, and it was just a mess. It was a complete and utter mess, and the movie was a complete and utter failure on so many levels. And also, you know, it serves as, you know, if you are someone that cares about the filmmaker, and if you care about Zack Snyder, if you care about his story behind the scenes, man, this whole situation just infuriates you. It pisses you off because he was done dirty, man. But just on a fan level, as someone who loved Man of Steel and loved Batman v Superman, to basically be told that our feelings, our opinions didn't matter because the masses disagreed. I mean, imagine, and I hate to even make this comparison, but imagine if that would have happened with the Transformers movies. You know, I mean, the masses surely didn't really love those movies. You know, I mean, yeah, they made billions of dollars, but that's mainly because those movies were spectacle films. You know, people that went to see them didn't care about the fact that they were basically style over substance, every single one of them, except for maybe the first one. But anyways, so people went to see those movies because they were fun theatrical experiences. So, but the masses still hated them. But the studio didn't listen to the masses because the money was still there. And I think the money still would have been there for Justice League. You know, had they just stayed the course with Zack Snyder and what he was doing, I think it would have worked out. I really do. And, you know, we wouldn't be dealing with all this now. You get what I'm saying? But anyways, it just is what it is. I mean, I'm rambling, hence the name of my channel, Rambling Movie Takes. But yeah, I just wanted to clear up some misconceptions about what the Snyder Cut is and just help you to better understand what this thing is all about, because there's just a lot of fake news out there. You know, there's a lot of people that are just not telling the truth. They're not telling the full story. And I don't think they're doing it maliciously or whatever, but they're doing it because they're just ignorant. They're ignorant. They don't know what they're talking about. And yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot more to talk about with this whole thing, but I'm going to leave it here. You know, maybe I'll make another video. I'm sure I will make another video talking about some things that are going on. But until then, you know, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And keep a lookout for future Snyder Cut content. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Michael Blake, and this has been Rambling Movie Takes. Have a good one.